Hey there, go-getters. Welcome to Time Well Spent, your ultimate guide to making every second count. I'm Jake, and I'm super excited to dive into some game-changing strategies for young people who find themselves with chunks of free time but aren't sure how to use it effectively.
And I'm Mia. So glad you're joining us today. You know, Jake, I remember being in high school and college and having these random pockets of free time, but somehow I'd look up from my phone an hour later and wonder where all that time went.
That's exactly what we're tackling today, Mia. It's like having money that keeps slipping through your fingers without knowing what you spent it on. Except this currency, time, is way more valuable because you can never get it back.
Absolutely. And here's the thing, listeners. You don't need to be productive every single minute. That's not what we're saying at all. What we want to help you do is be intentional with your time so you can actually enjoy those Netflix binges without the guilt that comes from accidental time wastage.
That's right. So let's jump straight into our first power-packed tip, the 5-minute rule. When you're procrastinating on something, whether it's homework, a creative project, or even working out, just commit to doing it for 5 minutes. That's it.
I love this one. Breaking the seal on a task is usually the hardest part. Once you start, the momentum often carries you forward. And if you still want to stop after 5 minutes, at least you've made some progress instead of none at all.
Exactly. Our second tip is something I call time blocking with purpose. Instead of creating a vague to-do list, actually schedule specific blocks in your calendar for different activities, including fun and relaxation.
This is a game changer because it forces you to be realistic about what you can accomplish. If you have 3 hours free on Saturday morning, you probably can't fit in studying for 2 tests, working out, deep cleaning your room, and catching up with friends. Time blocking makes you choose what's truly important.
And speaking of important things, let's talk about the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. Basically, 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts, so identify those high-impact activities that give you the biggest return on your time investment.
Such a crucial mindset shift. For example, if you're studying, maybe drilling practice questions gives you more benefit than rereading your notes for the 10th time. Or if you're trying to get fit, maybe focusing on compound exercises gives better results than hours of random workouts.
Now let's address the elephant in the room, digital distractions. The average young person checks their phone 86 times a day. Just imagine what you could do with all that time and mental energy.
It's mind-blowing when you think about it. Here's a practical tip. Use app blockers during focused work time and create phone-free zones or hours in your day. Maybe your phone doesn't come to the dinner table or you don't look at it during the first hour after you wake up.
And don't forget to disable those non-stop notifications. They're literally designed to hijack your attention. I personally only allow calls and messages from actual human beings to notify me. Everything else I check on my own schedule.
Such a smart boundary. Now, something else I want to highlight is the importance of breaks. The Pomodoro technique, where you work intensely for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break, can dramatically increase your productivity and prevent burnout.
Yes, our brains aren't designed for non-stop focus. Regular breaks actually make you more effective. And here's something counterintuitive. Scheduling leisure time makes you more productive, not less.
Absolutely. When you know you have dedicated fun time coming up, you're more motivated during work time, and you enjoy your leisure more because it's guilt-free. This brings us to another important mindset shift, understanding the value of your time.
This is huge. Start thinking of time as your most precious resource. Every minute you spend is a minute you'll never get back. That doesn't mean you need to be hustling 24/7, but it does mean being intentional about how you use those minutes.
And remember, it's not just about being productive. It's about creating a life you don't need to escape from. Balance is key. Schedule time for rest, hobbies, friends, and just being.
Exactly right. Let's wrap up with one last powerful tip, the future you perspective. Before mindlessly scrolling or putting something off, ask yourself, will future me thank present me for this choice?
That's such a clarifying question. It helps you make decisions aligned with your values and long-term goals. And you know what? Future you is going to be so grateful that you listened to this podcast and started implementing these strategies.
Absolutely. To our amazing listeners, remember, Small changes consistently applied create massive results over time. You don't need to overhaul your entire life tomorrow. Just pick one strategy from today's episode and try it out this week.
We'd love to hear how these tips work for you. Share your experiences on our social media and let us know what topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes.
That's all for today's episode of Time Well Spent. Until next time, remember, time is your most valuable asset. Invest it wisely.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Go make every minute count.